Welcome back to Cal Park Bros. Jason and I are fresh out the monkeypox segment or the monkey COVID segment. um, Jason, do you remember going to the circus as a kid?
Vaguely, I can recall maybe going there one time as a kid. I almost feel like I want to say we went there as a field trip when we went to Calumet at one point. I could be wrong about that, but I remember going to the circus once in my life.
I think, I've been to the Ringling Brothers Circus once. I've also been to the Universal Circus once as well, as an adult.
That's
Jason,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I've definitely had some differing circus experiences.
I can only imagine.
Now, Ringling Brothers is making a comeback.
They are.
And what's going to be unique about this is that this is the first time they're going to be back in the game without any circus animals.
No lions, no tigers, no bears, no elephants. Oh my. If that was too corny, I apologize.
And so they're basically going to do their entire 50 city tour without any animals. That's going to be, I can see how consumer tastes over the years have changed, and they probably wanted to do away with that because, you get a lot of individuals who just feel like, hey, this is not a great situation for those animals. Probably, especially after Tiger King came out, people were just fed up with that shit. So now I'm referencing an NBC News article where they're saying in the new production, audiences will become co-collaborators with the performers, bringing them closer to the action and creating a different experience at every show. The Chief Operating Officer Juliette Feld Grossman said. Ringling also wants to tell personal stories of the performers, she said. Yeah, I think for me, animals in a circus was never the draw for me. So it's interesting that became such a focal point over the years because even at the Universal Circus, I was like, I'm not getting on that elephant. It's interesting that was the marketing ploy. That was the draw. It was like, oh, we're gonna put more animals in the act, so to speak. I guess that's another way. I do wonder how how much of the previous acts were actually animal centric, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Yeah. I wonder what's next too. Like you see some of these, animal rights activists. Like what's next? Are they going to start coming after zoos? Like I know Indianapolis has a pretty good zoo, Jason. Have you heard of any animal activists like protesting the zoo or anything like that?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I haven't seen heard about any demonstrations at the zoo or anything, although I'm sure there have been. Um, Definitely, most animal activists are definitely going to be against zoos for obvious reasons. Same reason they'd be against the circus, of course, as well. Um, um, but to me, I definitely understand their decision to get rid of the animals, even though they may not have been the main focus of their acts before. Um, they definitely drew a lot of ire in general, not just from activists, just from people in general, because there's lots of footage out there on the line. Not to say it's only related to Ringling Brothers, but there's a lot of footage online when it comes to animal traders at circuses, mistreating animals when it comes to whipping them into submission or whipping them into doing what they want, things like that. Which obviously no one, or excuse me, take that back. The majority of people are going to find that, a horrible act to happen. Now, the reason why I say the majority is because, of course, you can go online and you can see plenty of people who say, well, if they're not going to have animals at the circus, why do it? Or it's just not going to be the same as when I was a kid, and stuff like that. So basically, they're okay with blah, 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 what happens to the animals as long as there's a circus around to entertain me, which is what it is, or whatnot. So I definitely understand Ringling Brothers and probably a lot of other circuses who wanting to still do business, but not catch heat. And that's part of the reason why Ringling Brothers had to close down, because they saw dwindling ticket sales in combination with ticket sales going down, the ire they're getting from everybody in the community in the world. So let's shut this down. Now they're coming back in fall 2023. Again, they've been out there when it comes to not having animals. I say good for them. Perhaps other organizations like that that use animals for entertainment for no reason, which I thought there's ever any reason anyway, they change course. Because the fact of the matter is, Ringling Brothers can survive without using animals. Because that's what a lot of people were saying too. Well, circus isn't just a circus without animals. And there are plenty of people out there to counter that. Well, Cirque du Soleil has been doing pretty well for quite a long time. And speaking of which, they even Ringling Brothers even hired a former choreographer from Cirque du Soleil to do the casting for the new Ringling Brothers show. So that's kind of more the direction they're looking to go, or have action feats like that. Those kind of human, daredevil, death-defying types things done by humans who are consenting. They want to do those things. So, again, good for Ringling Brothers. Um, I don't know if I'll be looking to attend. However, I'm sure people are excited to see something different. If they get any kind of a taste like they do with Cirque du Soleil, maybe a little cheaper potentially, I'm sure they'll look to do it. I'd imagine at some point they're going to come to Indianapolis and Chicago area. So, maybe as a Cal Park Bros field trip, we should go and check it out.
I listen. That's not the worst idea you've ever come up with for a social event. So I might be receptive to that.
I mean, bro, it's been a while since we've been in person. I don't think the Cal Park Bros have been in person since the show started. So, that wouldn't be a bad thing to be the first time. So yeah.
Yeah, nothing but time and opportunity. Yeah, yeah. That wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah, It is interesting that they're deciding. I mean, they kind of have to. When consumer tastes change over time, you have to evolve with the times, or otherwise you're going to go extinct.
I have a question for you, sir.
What's up?
You kind of mentioned before that when it comes to the circus, you never thought as the animal attractions to be use a different term, but be the main event of the circus. So, in comparison, what was your take or stance when it comes to clowns at a circus? Were they more the main event for you?
I have never been a fan of clowns at 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 any sort of gathering. Okay, I don't listen. The only clown I really rock with is Bozo the Clown, and Cookie. The rest of those assholes can get the hell on. Um, I think Killer Clowns from Outer Space officially stated that you should not be cool with clowns in any shape, form, or fashion.
Did you just mention a 1980s B movie?
I mean, it is absolutely a cult classic. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Who doesn't want to be turned into cotton candy?
Me? No, but the reason why I asked you, bro.
Exactly.
Moving on, but the reason why I asked you, bro, is because that's another. I didn't find as many articles about this compared to the no animals, but the other speculation out there is supposedly that they're going to go away from having actual clowns as well. And the reason that I've seen or speculated, I guess I have to say, is that because they feel that the clowns are kind of too old school and perhaps too corny, and are trying to move into more of a, for lack of a better term, a new age type of circus to where clowns aren't really a thing. Now, I know you said you don't like clowns in general, unless they're going to turn you into cotton candy. But what are your thoughts on Ringling Brothers not having clowns going forward? Because some people definitely understood the not having animals part, but they could not understand the no clowns. So, what are your thoughts on that?
uh, no animals, no clowns, no problem. Like why? It feels like a disconnect. Why would you need to have clowns at this damn thing? I mean, you're gonna have people in makeup, no doubt, but they just creep me out.
Well, why people say that they have a problem with no clowns? Same reason they have a no problem with no animals, because it's not what I'm used to. It's not the same as when I was a kid. That always seems to be the big thing for people. A lot of people is it's not the same as when I was a kid because I'm going to use one of your favorite words because we like to romanticize about how good things were when we were kids, which I understand that, but at the same time, like you and I were 10 years old, 30 something plus years ago. Right? It'd be very ridiculous and not progressive thinking to think that things aren't going to change. Almost anything you can think of in society today has probably changed from 30 years ago. But yet somehow we expect things to still be the same as when we were kids. Well, that's not the case, folks. Entertainment changes over the course of years. And for the case of this particular circus, they're making a change. Again, if they're going to go no clowns, hey, I get it. Nobody wants to be too corny. If they feel like clowns are too corny, is what it is. We try not to be corny at all on this show, although sometimes the corniness does creep in. Folks, we apologize about that. Thank you for ignoring that and still being Cowboy Bro stalkers. Thank you. But in the case of Ringling Brothers, hey, they're looking to move on to the future as opposed to looking back in the past. We'll see what happens when it comes to sales. Again, I don't think an official date's been set yet, but they, on their website, say fall of 2023. So we're probably a year and a half away from them coming back. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important that it's another social event. I feel like events like gatherings like these are important, but they should also evolve over time. And as long as you're still putting on a good show, then hey, hell, I consider getting a ticket.
And that's another great point. That's another great point. As we are getting back to normal, or as normal as people want to be, the desire for different forms of entertainment are out there. People are getting beyond just sitting at home watching Netflix all day. Some people. So they're looking for anything to entertain them. So if they have another option for a circus or anything, like I said, similar to Cirque du Soleil, they might go ahead and do it. So that's another good point. People want entertainment. They want more of it, different types of it. So here's another option.
Yes, sir. All right. That concludes our circus for tonight. And we'll wrap up the show.